me get that music off of there. That's
Hey,
new. So
everybody.
you're welcome.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
I like the music.
Yeah, it's not
me
bad.
too.
You know, not bad.
I'll
So,
write
Makes it rocking.
something.
yeah, Andrew's going to write something. So today
Hmm.
it's a special episode. This is the first ever, actually. You may have noticed from the banner, the Seller Spotlight Edition. And but before we get into that, with Eli, our guest, wherever you're catching us from, you know, Facebook or YouTube, we make a comment, and we'll see that. We can answer questions there as well. And when we start talking to Eli, feel free to put questions in there for him. And I'll just kick it to Kim now.
Hi, everyone. So glad, as always, that you could join us. What's really cool is we've been seeing a steady increase in our live viewing numbers, which is really exciting. And anyone who uses Inventory Lab or is even thinking about using it, you really should join us for every open lab. We have a lot of fun here. We give out tons of information. And sometimes, like today, we even have awesome special guests on to talk about their business. I mean, honestly, there's really no excuse not to tune in every other Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Unless, of course, a polar bear fell on you. I mean, that's a pretty good excuse. And
A polar bear fell on me.
I didn't know
So,
what was going to happen.
so he's probably not going to be, you know, going to be getting any swag
Probably not.
because he
No.
won't be tuning in with that polar bear on him. But
You have to give
there
me
you go.
fair warning when
I
something.
like surprising you with those.
All right. Speaking of reasons why you should tune in, as most of you guys know, we love giving away free IL swag every open lab. So for a chance to win, all you have to do is answer a question in the comments section along with the right hashtag, and you're on your way. So because today is the first day of September, which I cannot believe, but I'm also not mad about, this week's question is, do you have special plans for the holiday weekend, along with hashtag Labor Day? So just you can answer yes or no in the comments section. Or if you really want to share what you're doing, what your special plans are, you can do that too. Just remember to include hashtag Labor Day, and your name will automatically be entered into the drawing at the end of the show.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of swag, our guest has actually received some.
Hmm.
So if you check out his Instagram account there, you'll see him actually opening a bag or opening the box and catching some of that. So
Nice.
Eli, welcome to OpenLab, and thanks for joining us today.
It's great to be here, and I really appreciate the opportunity. You know, getting that swag bag was really exciting, not just to win something and get
Yeah.
something, but it was really useful. And I've honestly been able to use every single thing that was in the box except for the umbrella. And that's because I'm here in sunny Colorado.
Yeah.
We're praying for rain, and I hope to get to use the umbrella too very soon.
How about those flat
Yay.
tacks, though?
Everything was awesome. I mean, I never even used the flapjack before and didn't even know I needed one, but now I do.
There you go.
Right. They're just one of those simple things that's just genius.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Wish I'd have thought
Right.
of it. That'd have been a great private label product, you know,
Yeah.
speaking of Amazon. But I didn't want to mess up your name. So the first question out of the box is, how do you pronounce your last name?
My last name is Dudok.
Oh, okay. So,
Dude, that's
all
what we
right. I had that right. Yeah.
wanted to
Okay.
be sure.
There we go.
You got it.
Yeah.
Cool. So Eli, how did you get started on Amazon?
How'd I get started was scrolling as we all do through the Instagrams, and I happened to come across some people who were much younger than me, and it seemed like they were making a lot of money and having a lot of fun. And I was doing some of both, making some money and having some fun, but not as much as it seemed like they were. So I started following along and watching and doing some of the math, almost like paper trading in the background. I was a mortgage underwriter, so it was my job to underwrite mortgages for houses and collateral. I sort of switched that skill set over to underwriting products and units and evaluating whether or not I should loan my cash to the inventory. And once I started really writing out the math, it was a no-brainer. I figured if some people in their teens and 20s could be making full adult salaries, then there's no reason I couldn't apply my expertise. We kicked off, my wife and I, she's in the picture there. My beautiful wife and I kicked off in October 21, and we're coming up on 1 year now. We haven't looked back. I've been full-time on the business since January 22.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That didn't take long for you then once you applied it, huh?
No.
Not at all. Once you apply the systems, you take your ego and your emotions out of the game and you approach it as you're founding a company, you're running a business, and you have some experience in the real world. It was easy to make the jump, and I will never go back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what advice would you give for someone who's just starting out on Amazon?
For someone who's just starting out, I would say you have to ask yourself what your end goal is and build your business appropriately, because it's easy to get caught up in FOMO and watching others, and you really have to do you, because you may have a goal to make some side cash to supplement your current job, which is perfectly okay. If that's the case, though, you're not going to be working 24/7 on your business. It's a balancing act. So if your goal is to have a 7-figure sales next year, well, then you need to adjust accordingly. And so really evaluate what you want to do with your business and build it towards that goal.
Very cool.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not just jump in, make money. There's work involved.
Mhm.
Definitely not.
And I see and I see in your Instagram posts that just to add to this topic or for this question, that you do mention that several times, that it's not easy. You have to put in the work, but the rewards are there if you work for it. Kind of like anything, I guess, in life.
Yep. Nothing comes free. There's no free
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah.
But it is very rewarding. I answer to myself and my financial statements at the end of the day, and really no one else. And that has been enormously freeing. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
I think one of the biggest misconceptions, we've talked to a bunch of people, is this notion that because you're seeing it on social media, that it, like you said, that you're not putting in any real work, that it's so easy, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication to get your own business going in any regard. So
Absolutely. It would not be an exciting Instagram channel if I filmed the late nights where I'm just typing away on the computer or the long days making phone calls to suppliers. It would not be so interesting. So you have to remember that there's a back end to any business, and any Instagram, whether it's glamour, fashion, business, whatever. There's a whole dirty side of things that probably people aren't showing you the full screen.
Yeah.
that's a very good reminder for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a filter for everything if you really try.
It really is. Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah. One of the things that really got me excited about this opportunity for Amazon was that it was open and available to anyone. Anyone with a little bit of common sense and maybe some cash or some credit leverage can start a business and really be profitable very quickly. Whether you're someone who has something in your background that prevents you from getting a good job, or if you are someone who has less privilege than someone else, if you are literally put any trait in front of it, any word there, any adjective, you can do this. If you're POC, if you're queer, if you're trans, if you're Christian, if you're not, if you're poor, if you're rich, if you have a felony or you don't, anyone, if you're a man or a woman or a non-binary person, anyone can do this job and do it well if they apply themselves. And that was the most exciting thing to me about the Amazon business. That's what really gets me fired up.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And I
Yeah,
appreciate you
super
making that
cool.
comment about how something like this is all inclusive too. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So if somebody was interested in selling on Amazon, they haven't done it before, what's something simple they could start with?
Oh, now she wants a secret. Something simple.
Jeff wrote that question.
I
Well,
did. Wait a second.
something simple that they could start with. You want like an exact product or a hint or?
I mean, even
Even
just
a
like
category.
Category
Yeah.
is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say go to your local big box store. We all have one of those marts in our town, and hit the grocery aisles.
Wow.
That
Okay.
would be my tip. A lot of people go straight for the clearance aisle, but you're hoping that there's something on clearance, and you're hoping that someone else hasn't gotten there before you. If you go to the box store and head down to your local mart, you will find profitable items that sell every day at regular price in the grocery aisle that you can flip all day.
Wow.
And that
Okay.
becomes replenishable, which is what you want, right?
Absolutely. And the more time
Yeah.
you spend there, the faster you get at it, the more knowledge you gain. And you'll spend hours and hours and hours and not find one thing. And 3 weeks later, you'll run through the aisle and you'll spend $1,000 in 10 minutes.
Oh, so cool. So,
What- Oh, go
what
ahead.
is, oh, sir, what's
No.
the most difficult thing about being an Amazon seller, would you say?
One of the most difficult things for me is probably the balancing act.
Oh,
It's so exciting. It's so much fun. It's so rewarding that you could spend all of your time jumping from thing to thing to thing, running your business. I have to practice turning off, slowing down, taking time out every day away from the business to recharge.
oh,
That's the
yeah.
hardest
That's a
thing
good point.
because there's a million things to do in the business every day. And if I don't do it or my wife doesn't help or our team doesn't pull it off, it doesn't get done.
Mhm.
So really balance and taking time away. It's those times when I do take a walk and put on a podcast that has nothing to do with Amazon. That's when the great ideas come.
Or
Nice.
listening
Yeah.
to OpenLab.
Absolutely. When
Something
I'm in
like
the
that.
car
Yeah, of course. Of course.
and I turn on the OpenLab and I'm driving around, it happens. I mean, that's where the magic happens.
And you got to prevent that burnout too. I can't imagine that feeling where you just, get so overwhelmed with everything. You must get so overwhelmed, and yeah, having to take those mental breaks definitely probably helps.
Yeah, you have to remember that there is a way to eat an elephant, but it's only one bite at a time.
Yeah.
Now, Eli, you've mentioned on your Instagram posts about mentorship and joining groups. Can you just talk a little bit about the importance of those things?
Sure. Thanks for asking about that. Mentorship is really something I believe in every aspect of life, whether it's business, personal, relationships, whatever. There are tons of people who've gone through whatever you're experiencing, and they've gone through it and they've come out the other side. And between all of the people who've experienced something, your story will resonate with them and one of their stories will resonate with you, such that you can apply that knowledge and catapult yourself. Life hacks are very exciting to me. And for example, my mentor, Eric Castellano and Sebastian Quick, they're with Amazon Lit. And they built a business whereby they're selling over $2 million per month.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay. Wholesale. It took them about 8 years. So I project that with taking their courses, I should be able to cut that time in half. Why not? With their guidance, with their expertise, with bouncing questions off every day and jumping over hoops and with leaps and bounds, exponentially making it faster. Why can't I get there in 4 years? If they can perfect their systems, I can apply that and make them even better. if I were in several years to take on a mentee, they should be able to do it in 2 or 3 years. So life hacks are exciting, and they're really the way of the future. If we can combine experience and technology and science all together to synergize the future, that's what's getting me excited.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Speaking of Instagram, I noticed that you have a lot of stories on there that are very positive and encouraging and things. So what's the most appealing thing about it? Is it that providing value like that, or is it the networking, or
Jeff, it's a little bit of everything.
mhm.
I got started by watching others. So I know that someone will get started by watching me.
Yeah. Okay.
I know for a fact, because I've done it myself, that there are people who go to social media to recharge, to get positivity in times when maybe you're surrounded by toxicity or negativity in your life, in your family or your work or wherever. You might go on and listen to a happy song. Well, if I can be that for someone and remind them that, a little hard work and life can change tremendously, then I want to be that. There's so much negativity in the world and so many things that you can drown yourself into and go down the tubes with. Why not spread a little positivity? Why not remind people that life is to be celebrated?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, your Instagram handle there, Eli Happy Life, kind of says it all, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't pull any punches. I mean, you're direct and you say, this takes work, but look at the rewards. At the end, you're going to get this and keep going, and it is very positive. So if you're not following Eli, you should probably do that right now. So
Yeah, I
make sure
think
you head over there.
anything positive, especially these past few years, I think is a wonderful thing. So,
And not only positive, also realistic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not one of those. You have some of those sellers out there who are like, you could be making 2 million in passive income right now, and it's like there's a lot of work that goes behind that, and you should know that.
Yeah.
You would know that.
Yeah, we have to be pragmatic. I mean, if someone's selling you a story about a free lunch, you have to ask some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So true. So true. So can you tell us about some of the most significant things you've implemented or changed in your business over the years that made the most impact?
The most impactful thing for sure has been networking. Number one, having a group of people that I can rely on, that I can send a text to at any time, or know that I can pile up a few questions and we're going to meet on Saturday morning and when we can talk about it and work through it, has been game changer for my business, for my life even, because how would you find out otherwise? How many hours would you spend scouring the internet to find the answer when you know that 3,000 sellers sign up, over 3,000 sellers are signing up every day? So there's millions of brains out there who are going through the same issues. I mean, some of the business questions we have nothing to do with Amazon at all. So you reach out in your network and you talk to the restaurant owner about cash flow, because restaurant owners know about cash flow. And you talk to, your insurance friends about insurance, because every business needs insurance. So getting into that space and I have people that text me and we text back and forth. Maybe you're in the middle of a batch and it might take you 10 minutes to look through inventory help, but you could find the answer in 30 seconds by calling up your friend. So, you have to weigh the value there.
I think that's awesome too, because I imagine being your own boss, being a business owner, it's such a unique responsibility and so much on your shoulders. It would be very lonely if you didn't have other people to connect to who understand exactly what you're going through, because it is a unique position to be in. It's not unique anymore to be a seller necessarily, but running your own business is still, the vast majority of Americans don't own their own business. We're all kind of worker bees. And I imagine that the unique problems that you would face as a business owner, it must be a tremendous help to be able to go to other people who really
Absolutely.
understand it.
And we are in a very unique business. I mean, you go to the average person and they say, "What do you do?" And you say, "Oh, I have an Amazon store." They didn't even know that was a thing, let alone that you're running a full-scale operation, warehouse, wholesale, millions of tons of goods every year. It just kind of blows their mind that you don't have a storefront. And that they're buying these things all around the country, right here from small town Colorado. It's unique and it's exciting, but there is no McDonald's franchise playbook for how to run this company, or how to get from where I am to 2 million a month. We're learning as we go. We're all learning as we go, and so having that in your back pocket is key.
That's cool. And we're not afraid to shamelessly plug our own product here on OpenLab. So the next
It's a
question.
good one. It's a good one. I mean, software has been killer. After networking, I would say absolutely deploying the software saves thousands of hours. I mean, this, aside from a profit calculating software, this was the first software that I purchased and invested in, because I tried going through the Seller Central way of making batches. And I love Amazon, I really do, but they do some things really well and other things not as well as the best things they do. And so, when you guys made the product that can save us so much time and save us so much energy and head scratching and wall banging, it really was key. I mean, I use it every day. I use it to track my units. I use it to track my in stock and my replenish. I use it to see what I need to buy. There's not a day I don't check my inventory lab, for sure.
Nice.
That's key.
That's awesome.
I don't know
That's
how
always
people
good
are
to hear.
doing without it.
Yeah,
I don't. I really
Yeah,
don't.
we like to hear that too.
yeah, for sure.
No.
What other tools or resources would you recommend to sellers besides Inventory Lab, of course?
For about 9 months, we went at reimbursements manually, one by one, opening individual cases, and checking everywhere we could. And we thought we were doing a very good job. We were recouping quite a bit of lost warehouse, damaged warehouse, returns, etc. And then I deployed a software about a month ago, and it went through it went back a year. It could go back 18 months, but I don't have that history. It could go back 18 months. It went back a year, and it found thousands of dollars that I had just missed, that I wouldn't even know where to go to find, nor would I have the time. And so over the last few weeks, I've recouped, without even having to do anything, about $1,000. And over the next few weeks, as I produce my invoices and upload my invoices, I'll recoup as much as maybe $5,000 from Amazon.
Oh, wow.
So that was Getita that I went with. Getita. There are many of these reimbursement softwares out there. I happened to meet Yoni at ASD and really loved the product, and it was just a no-brainer. They take, their percentage cut is minimal, and the value in recouping capital that I can redeploy has been amazing.
That's very awesome. So Eli, what have you learned about yourself running your own business?
I learned that I have a lot of work to do. Learning about myself has been huge. I would say that I spend half my time learning about Amazon, even still in my continuing ed, and about half my time on mindset, personal work. Growth mindset is key. I learned that I really like to work and do prep, and that doesn't always make me the most money. I need to be sourcing. So I have to work to pull myself away from the products and let other people step in. And I learned that personal relationships are hard, especially when you try to turn them into business relationships. If anyone out there is going into business with a partner, a romantic partner, a husband, wife, love interest, it's not easy. And be sure to take time to recharge. Can't tell you how many disagreements my wife and I have gotten into during the course of running this business. It's definitely been challenging, but it's been rewarding too. And we've learned how much we love each other and what's really important at the end of the day and why we're doing this, why we chose to do this venture together.
That's great. Because I imagine, I mean, they say, even renovating a house or building a house can tear apart a marriage. So trying to run a successful business, I'm sure would test any relationship. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So take it slow. Remember who you're working with. This is your spouse or your loved one. It's not just an employee, and remember why you're doing it. Ultimately, you're doing it for yourself and for your bigger goal, your bigger why. And hopefully it turns out for the positive.
So what do you do for fun?
Fun? You don't think work is fun? Oh, for fun, I love to get outside. I live in a beautiful place where nature and access to nature is everywhere. So we do a lot of hiking. I've got a Great Dane mix dog, so we take him on big hikes, and we like to go kayaking. I like to get outside pretty much anytime I can. If I'm not in the house working or at the shop working, I'm usually outside somewhere.
Yeah, one of the best vacations I ever had was in Colorado. We went fly fishing for a week.
Hey,
it was so enjoyable.
Yeah,
gorgeous country there, that state.
Absolutely.
Time up there.
Time to come back.
My husband that.
Yeah,
Jeff, my husband would be so jealous. He wants to go to Colorado and Montana to go fly fishing. So
come
on
someday
down.
It'll happen, but
lots of places up there to do it, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, there's tons of places. Camping, hiking, all the access to nature you could ever imagine. We have over 300 sunny days per year.
Oh my goodness.
And maybe I shouldn't say the big secret is that even in January and February, we go from snowy days to 75 degrees and it's all melted away the next day. So,
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So lucky.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, if you guys have any questions for Eli, put them into the comments field there and we'll have him answer them. And that goes through the whole show. Eli, can you stick around for the whole hour or do you have to get going?
Absolutely. I'd love to. Thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Cool. Thank you.
And just a reminder, anybody joining us late, we're giving away swag like we always do. So just pop into the comments and just let us know if you've got plans for the Labor Day holiday. And then just include hashtag Labor Day. That's really important because if you don't have the hashtag in there, we can't automatically enter you into the drawing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Christina. Christina's working on the holiday weekend.
Oh well.
There's gotta be a lot of Labor Day sales to take advantage of if you're sourcing, hey?
Yeah, well, true. Yeah.
Any last thoughts of this part of the show, Eli, or any final words of wisdom?
I'll say that with anything, if you're doing a workout routine or a diet or running a business or finding your niche in Amazon, don't be afraid to do what works for you. There's lots of routines, workout routines. There's lots of diets, and there's lots of ways to run an Amazon business. And if you jump from way to way to way or routine to routine to routine, and you don't stick with one path, you're probably not going to get very far. You might get somewhere, but not far and not fast. So my best advice would be to find a way that works and just crush that way, because, you know, wholesale works for me. OA works for someone else. RA works for someone else. We've got eBay to Amazon flippers on used electronics. We've got Amazon to Amazon flippers on office supplies. So if you can find something that works, don't be afraid to go deep down that path, because you might uncover and unlock some secret ways to make more money faster, do something more efficiently, and get really good at it. And there will always be time to add another niche or another way or another product, market, or brand. But if you get really good at something, then you can apply that in other ways. If you don't really get really good at any way and you just keep jumping on the next wave, it's going to take you a long time and you might give up before you get going.
Well, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying
it
to
is.
jump on the wave when it's already coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Christina has a question for you, Eli. Joining late, but do you have any advice to find others to network with?
Absolutely. One of the fastest ways is to get on your social media and follow the hashtags. If you go on Instagram, for example, and you were to search and follow Amazon resellers or reseller community or Amazon FBA sellers, you know, searching those hashtags will really get you connected. You follow and save a few posts from a few people and more pop up. I would advise to get involved in some Discords. There are some free ones out there that are very valuable. It doesn't cost money. There are paid ones, but you don't have to do that just to network. So get on Discord, get on your social media, meet some people, and before you know it, you'll be at a live in-person networking event with other sellers that you didn't even know there were any in your state, and suddenly you're surrounded by 10 or 20.
Nice.
Super good advice, especially about Discord. I know a lot of sellers use Discord. So,
Yeah.
And if you aren't following Eli, make sure you do that on Instagram right there. I'm going to take our own advice here now and click that follow.
Thank
So
you.
there we go.
Yeah, and you can see right down there underneath, there's 5
Yeah.
other Amazon related people that you can gain a lot of value from. So
Yeah, it's really easy
the
to
more
find.
you follow, the more it pops up. You know, your mileage may vary. You have to weed through some disinformation, like anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to take what works for you, but the information is there. You could pay some money and get it a lot faster in a more consolidated manner, but it's not required.
Yeah, I think that's what we've run into that a few times. We're actually Andrew's actually going to do a segment on that about, you know, some of these courses that they charge, you know, tens of thousands of dollars for really high amounts, but you really don't need to pay that to get into this business.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You can get started. I mean, we see sellers every day get started with $1 at a dollar book at the thrift store, and they turn that dollar into 2 and 3 and 4 and run on.
Yeah.
But I will say that if you are seeing people that are claiming to turn that dollar into $1 million in 6 months, okay, I've done the math. You have to count the flips. There's just not enough time in 6 months to make that possible. So if you're seeing that and the numbers are real, then that person has injected a lot of cash into the business. It may be leveraged debt, a leveraged investor, equity, credit cards. If you're seeing that, it is possible, but it's not a bootstrapped company. So let's make that clear.
Yeah, that's a good.
Just a question about that, Eli. So if somebody's out there and they're looking, you know, they're looking to network and they're looking and there's a lot of information, like you said, other than using common sense and, you know, following advice, like, you know, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. You know, how else can people kind of wade through all the misinformation that's out there so that they know, you know, what sources are most reliable? Because, I mean, we all know anybody can post anything. You know, it doesn't necessarily make it good advice.
That's, again, a part of the networking. You ask around, you spend time with people and ask the hard questions. I was at a seller event I was at a Costa Rica event that Taylor Jones put on, and we happened to be sitting around chatting with 5 other sellers in a very intimate, informal environment. And someone happened to bring up a name of someone who did them wrong in the Amazon space. And they took a bunch of their business and their clients and ran away with them. And I would have never known that. In the Amazon space, this person was not going to blast them on the internet. They weren't going to take all their troubles and disrespect this person online, but it did happen. There was a lawsuit that came out of it. And all 5 of us sellers kind of sat there and said, well, maybe we as a group, we don't follow that person. We don't take any advice from them because we know that we don't want to involve ourselves with them. I would have never known had I not been in that conversation.
Right. And do you find that like the as far as legitimate sources, did you like early on, did you notice like the same names coming up a lot, the same people being referred, to be mentors?
Yes and no. There's a new guru every day.
And everything.
Yeah, you can get 10,000 followers fast if you have enough money. So, ask around. I have people ask me every day, oh, you took the eSellers RI course, how'd it go? And I tell them my experience. And I tell them, do your own research. You could ask people that are legitimate, that are a part of your team. For example, your accountant, your bookkeeper, your lawyer. They might have someone in their sphere that they could refer you to as a mentor. I mean, my accountant, I go with All United CPA, and they specialize in Amazon sellers. So I can ask my accountant, hey, when I look at my cost of goods, how's that compare to the other 20 portfolios in your bailiwick, that you look at? And she can tell me, oh, your FBA fees are kind of high this month as compared to what I typically see. That's value that I wouldn't have if I were doing my own books by myself in my computer, if I hadn't reached out. Right.
That's great. And that's why it's so great when sellers like you come on, so we can show people, hey, here's a reliable source, and they can go and follow your Instagram. And because you do talk so much about mentorship and finding groups, you know what I mean? It's a nice way, I think, to get the ball rolling. So you guys follow Eli on his Instagram. And just another reminder, again, if you're joining us late, if you want a chance to win some swag, let us know what you're doing on the holiday weekend with hashtag Labor Day in the comments.
To piggyback on that, people could ask you guys. People could ask Inventory Lab, where do we go for this other software need that we have? You guys talk to software people all the time, right? I mean, you go to a trade show and there's companies there like yourselves giving stuff away, and those are legitimate companies. If they're a face at a trade show, if you're seeing someone at ASD, you better think they've spent a lot of money to be there and they're legitimate.
Yep. And we have people that we partner with for integration. So I mean, it's always great when they can come on too, again, to give people a legitimate source to help them run their business. So
yeah, I was looking on a software website that had a list of other legitimate products and brands and things that they worked with. That's how I found my accountant. The software had a list of accountants, and that's how I found it. So, they're out there.
Yeah, we've always had kind of the viewpoint that any software that actually helps the Amazon seller community, where we can get behind, even if it's not ours. If we're not doing something you need, we don't have a problem, referring you to somebody else that maybe has something, because every seller is a little different.
Sure.
We have a wide range in Inventory Lab, from the small to the large, and they all have a little bit different needs. Some of the stuff we can provide for them, some we can't. So we know that sometimes they have to, use a combo of applications. But it's really good advice.
Absolutely. We can do a lot. We just maybe can't do it all for everybody.
Yeah.
And we don't want to tell people that we can't, do it all, but we want to be honest too. So
yeah.
Will there ever be a reboot where you tear it all down and rebuild from scratch, version 2.0 or something?
Ooh, I don't know.
Anything
Well,
can happen. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there is work being done on the back end all the time, improving that so the service runs more efficiently. And some of that's some reprogramming, like the inventory pages, those have a new look now
Yeah.
based on what was always there. Now they're, mobile friendly. So, our designers, Jesse in particular, have got a lot of work done in that avenue. And so that's the goal, is to make every page, mobile friendly, so you can work on it in a tablet.
Yeah.
While a phone may not be the best device, we want to make sure that you can actually get in there and do things with the app on the phone. So yeah, it's ongoing, but takes a bit of time.
It does. And I mean, we listen to our customers.
Right.
That's who drives the product. I mean, without them, we would have nothing. So we can't take every suggestion or every request, but a lot of the design, the mapping out is all driven by what they want, what they need. So
Yeah, for sure.
what they want and what they need really does matter.
That's
And
exciting.
speaking of what people want, Richie has a question. And this is more for you guys. When will IL work with eBay? We get asked this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, integration wise, I don't know if that's going to be on a roadmap. I mean, you can export your settlements every month, export them as a CSV file, and then you can import that into the other expenses and other income, just with a few modifications. It's not exactly the easiest method with the way eBay formats their CSV file. I've tried to do it. There's a webinar there that we have that talks about that, but it's just not an easy method. But you can kind of combine or make your own CSV from what eBay gives you and just import that into your other income, other expenses. So you're tracking that information at least.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if anyone has a question for Eli, don't be shy. Pop it into the
Get those
comments.
in there.
Ask
We'll
away.
take those anytime.
Yeah. And while we're waiting, it's time for everybody's favorite segment,
By
Kim's
everybody,
Corner.
you mean me.
Well, it's our favorite too.
Yeah.
You're funny. So, welcome to another edition of Kim's Corner. Most of our viewers are here, of course, because they already have an e-commerce business. In fact, most of you probably already sell on Amazon. That's how you know who Inventory Lab is and what we do. And I hope you all have successful businesses, but let's face it, no matter how successful you are today, you're always going to want to be more successful tomorrow and build a business that can hopefully grow and evolve over a long period of time. So we just recently published a blog piece on how you can use social media to market and advertise your business, to boost sales, create more brand recognition. And that's right at inventorylab.com. And at the top of the page, you'll see a link for our blog if you're interested in reading that. So today I just wanted to talk to you about how to use social media platforms to ensure that your business does just that. Speaking from the experience of the coolest generation on earth that you all forgot about, which is Gen X, I know that as an older person working with a lot of people younger than me, that I learn about new technology and tools to help me do my job better and more efficiently all the time. So big shout out to all my Gen X peers out there running your own business. I know it's not always easy keeping up with the times. So the first thing that you should know is no matter how scary or annoying it may be at times, social media can really be your best friend when it comes to running your e-commerce business. I mean, we've seen a great example of that with Eli today. You can use YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to advertise your business, to bring in new customers, let existing customers know what's new, and just generally get your name out there. I know a lot of social media companies provide built-in solutions specifically for advertising and marketing. So if you're already familiar with and comfortable with using social media, it's usually a fairly painless process. And if you're not familiar or comfortable with social media, you can just grab any kid you know, and I'm sure they can walk you through it. In addition to just straight up advertising and marketing your business, you can also use it to make videos about the e-commerce industry, tips and tricks, etc. And people love informational shorts and they love humor. So if you're creative, you can find ways to present the information in a funny way, which will grab people's attention. There are a lot of different options when it comes to advertising on social media. The main types of advertising available are image ads, video ads, carousel ads, which allow you to use multiple images or videos in one ad, and each one has its own link, and collection ads, which feature a primary image or video along with 3 smaller images presented in a grid layout beneath the primary image. To find out more about the different types of ads and which ones will best suit your needs and your budget and how you can use them to your advantage, I found a really cool guide from Influencer Marketing Hub, and we can put that link in the comments section. Jeff, can you put that in there for me? And that's right in the script there. So to give you an idea of just how much exposure you can gain for your business by investing in digital marketing, the most recent hold on a second. Let me start over. The most recent statistics from 2021 showed that by advertising on Facebook and Instagram alone, you have a pool of over 300 million people that you can potentially reach. And that's just in the United States. So bottom line, no matter how you choose to market and advertise your e-commerce business through social media, just remember that the potential to reach millions of new customers and gain valuable brand recognition is endless. And that's it for this week's edition of Kim's Corner.
Yay.
Yay. God, sometimes I'm talking and I feel like my brain's working faster than I
You still need a theme song.
I do need a theme song, Andrea.
Okay.
I know you all can see that guitar back there.
Okay.
So get on that.
A little jingle.
Yeah. Looks like we do have a question for Eli.
Great.
From Richie. I am new to Amazon and social media. This question is for Eli. Do you sell to Amazon seller, and will those products be able to resell on Amazon?
If I understand the question, my answer would be no. I don't really specifically sell to Amazon sellers. I wholesale through the Amazon channel to individual buyers, but at this point in time, I don't resell to other sellers. That may be something to consider in the future. I know there are some people doing that, but that's like running a whole second business within your business, and to do it the justice it would need, I need a little more time and a little more help. But thank you for the question.
Yeah, keep them coming, guys. We've got time.
Yeah.
So if you have any other questions, throw them in there.
While we're waiting, let's do a little Books Keep buzz.
Books Keep buzz.
And CPAs were mentioned. Cindy Thomason, Eli, is one of the people out there that is on this show every now and then, and she's her company Books Keep does accounting for e-commerce sellers as well. So.
Yeah, if you're not having someone help you with your books, you're not winning as fast as you could be. I would say that for sure.
Yep.
It takes so much continuing education to keep up with the changing tax laws, especially the last 2-3 years, that unless you're professional in that continuing education market, you are losing money and leaving it on the table by doing your own books.
Absolutely agree.
So
and Cindy's
true.
fantastic. She's been a friend of the show for a long time, gives great advice, great information. And Jeff's got the graphic up about with Cindy's books. And you guys, I'm so excited. Cindy's new book, one of my favorite titles ever, Motherhood, Apple Pie, and All That Happy Horseshit, is finally available to buy on Amazon. Yay. I mean, I keep telling you guys before, I was like, oh, here's, you can pre-order it. But you can order it now. I just got my copy. So next OpenLab, I'm going to be doing a book review of it. So to get your copy, you can just click on the link here. Jeff, if you wouldn't mind throwing that in for me. Thank you. Because every time I try to do it, I feel like I'm too slow. So you can click on that, order the book. And if you want to check out the Books Keep website, it's just www.bookskeep.com. You can check out their blog. You can find out what Books Keep is all about, what Cindy's all about. And for all the women business owners and mompreneurs out there, I would also encourage you to check out Cindy's personal website, which is www.cindythomason.com. to find out more about who Cindy is, order her books. You can even hire her as a professional speaker. And while Cindy's personal services are a little more geared towards helping women and moms achieve their business goals and dreams, the tips and advice she gives across the board, as well as all of Bookskeep's services, are meant to include and help everyone out there who owns their own business. So again, some just a wealth of information on both those websites, and a lot of it is totally free. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out either one of those. You'll get some great information.
They say smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from the mistakes of others. and Cindy tells it like it is. She doesn't pull any punches. So if you can read her stuff and learn from her and not make those same mistakes yourself, you're ahead of the game.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And she's very relatable. She's, she's like you, Eli, she tells it exactly like it is. And she doesn't pull any punches when it comes to, this is achievable, but this is what you need to do. This is the work you need to put in. These are the tools that you should be using. And that's her whole thing, is just, making other people successful. So. All right. And you guys, again, any questions for Eli, go ahead and throw them into the comments section. And if you haven't already put your name in to get a chance to win the IL swag, just let us know if you have holiday plans for Labor Day weekend, along with hashtag Labor Day, and your name will be entered into the drawing, which we'll do in just a couple minutes.
Yep. First, we're going to tackle some Amazon news.
Yay.
Amazon news. We got some news.
Oh, yeah.
So first off, we have the Amazon Accelerate Conference, which is happening September 14th through 15th. You can attend in person this time in Seattle if you'd like to, but it is also virtual as well. And this is their annual seller conference that Amazon puts on. And it's a pretty good conference. They have, they have sessions, they have breakout sessions as well, live Q&A, and then they also have seller support as well too. So, and then of course, in person and virtual networking, which we all know from today is very, very, very important. And and you can also go to the agenda too and see what they have there. But I believe it's free to attend normally. Nope, never mind. The virtual conference is free, but to go in person, it's $4.99. So, but that you get, 30. You get all the breakout sessions, the seller interviews, and one-on-one seller cafe appointments. It says so. Yeah, it should be a good time.
If someone's been at it for a year and they're profitable and their business can spare $500, they should go. That's where you're going to find your networking and your legitimate sources of information. And I mean, Amazon's not going to have people there that are telling you junk.
Right. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get ready for Accelerate, Amazon Accelerate 2022. Should be a good time. And then let's see, what else do we have here? So we have a marketplace. Oh, yeah, there it is. Amazon fulfillment fees are up 30% in 2 years. So Amazon has increased the fulfillment fees by over 30% since 2020. A series of small fee jumps has added a meaningful increase. And Amazon is passing it off as growing costs to third-party sellers, of course. So Amazon will charge sellers $5.06 to ship a 1-pound item during the holiday season, which is October 15th through January 14th. And the fee for fulfilling the same product in 2020 was $3.48. It has increased by 45%. And then smaller items will roughly be 30% more expensive to fulfill, while large and heavy items will only be 20% more expensive to fulfill.
That's on top of the regular fees too, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's on top of the regular fees is what it sounds like.
So this is why it's super important to get out of the Amazon space and read some business books and talk to business owners and learn how to be nimble, learn how to pivot, learn how to weather these storms, because I guarantee you that when the gas surcharge comes off, there'll be another peak charge for something else. It's always going to go up. It's never going to come back down. So your business has to be ready to absorb increased costs at any moment. Your cash flow has to be there, and you have to be generating cash so that you can earn money and make it really work. Always.
Absolutely. Well, we always say it's Amazon's playground. So
Yep.
It is Amazon.
I say it's their mall. I just have a store in it. You know, I just have
there you go. Yeah.
But I'm glad
I like
for
that.
So yeah, if you want to, let's see. Oh, and we can put a link to the article in the chat too.
Oh yeah,
real quick.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to learn in big Amazon news. A lot of sellers are talking about this week is the PharmaPax bankruptcy filing.
Yeah.
You know,
that one.
Could you elaborate on that more? I'm not familiar.
Yes, one of the top third-party resellers called PharmaPax. If you're selling a decent volume of goods, you're competing with them on some listings. PharmaPax filed for bankruptcy this week. So they were a merchant fulfilled company. They had over 400 employees, which is really the worst part of the story, right? 400 families looking for a job now. They were too leveraged out and couldn't find more credit, couldn't secure more financing, and they are going under. They were bought by Amazon a couple years ago. So, you know, the people that built that company really did their great work, and another company took over and things went south. But you've got to know your financials. You've got to know your profit margins, your net profit margins, not just your ROIs. And if you have 1 month where you're not profitable, you better change all your systems and get it right for the next month, because 2 months unprofitable is a ship sinker.
Yes, right here they say it had 45% gross margin, but the expenses greatly eclipsed that. So yeah, you can have a great margin, but like you said, if your net margin isn't there, then it's a recipe for disaster. So.
Yeah, that's a huge one. It's really sad to see a competitor go down like that. I mean, they're huge and they're an example, and we need to do our research and learn everything we can about the failure and demise of this company so that we don't make that same mistake.
Yeah, like you said, that's a great example of learning from the mistakes of others. And
so if you hadn't heard about it, go read up a little bit about it and adjust your model accordingly.
Yeah, I'll put that article in the chat there too. So
yeah, no, this is crazy.
Yeah, they've always been around.
You
know, there's one of those names, especially pharmaceutical things like that.
Yeah, I've even heard of them. So.
Lotions, topicals, things like that. Yep. And I saw that and I was like, wow.
They have been a top 10 seller for years and all merchant fulfilled, which is incredible. It's a great model, but they just, the overhead costs exceeded the returns, and that's a killer.
Yeah.
So watch how much you're spending on side stuff. That 80% rule, 80% of your money has got to be going back into the business, buying profitable stuff. Your money is made when you spend it, not when the sales happen.
Right. Well, and like you said, that's the importance of having someone help you with the books.
Yeah.
Someplace like BooksKeep or whoever you want to go with. Because probably whatever you think you're spending, you're not. It's whatever you think you're making, you're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like when we go through the profitability reports on Inventory Lab and stuff, and you think, oh, I'm selling a lot of items, like you use the ASIN or SKU profitability. I'm selling a lot of items, but if you have a lot of refunds, it's probably not as profitable as you might think.
Exactly.
And that's kind of one of those reports in Inventory Lab that kind of clues you in on that. But
absolutely.
All right, I guess we better give.
It's that time.
Give the
Eli time.
One last comment. I thought you'd like that one.
Hey, that's my beautiful wife.
There we go.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Heather.
The whole brain operation.
She did it the right way. # Labor Day. So she's going to be entered for a chance to win some swag.
There we go. All right. So we have 6 entries.
All right.
So I'll let Andrea and Kim, you pick. How many are we giving away today?
Ooh.
Oh. Should do 4.
Yeah, let's do 4.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Andy.
Hey, Zoomer.
All right,
Congrats.
congratulations.
There you go, Andy. Do another one.
Gloria.
Oh,
Gloria.
look at that. Mom
Eli,
won a
that's
prize
Jeff's mom.
finally.
Yeah, that's Jeff's mom.
Her entry doesn't
She is a
count.
friend of the show.
Her entry doesn't count, so we're going to do it again. Sorry, Mom.
Aw.
I already gave her one.
I bet she has a T-shirt or two on.
Yeah, she already
I was
has
so
one.
excited for her.
But at least she went. Oh, see.
Oh, she won again.
Yeah,
She's
it's,
really lucky today.
Yeah.
She is.
She's gotta
Somebody
go
needs
back
a
to the
lottery
casino.
ticket.
She needs to
Yeah.
drive down to the casino fast. That's the only problem with this tool from. There we go. All right.
Yeah, I swear it's not fixed. It's just
Yeah,
It's not. No, it's very random.
only 6 people. So
and we'll make sure you don't get the exact same stuff. There may be some repeats in there, but I think some of that stuff you can probably put to good use. More of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all
You
right.
guys sent a Scotty peeler that is being used every day.
Those are so handy.
I have 2 of them in my cup holder on my desk.
Nice.
All right, Christina.
Christina.
Congrats. Maybe
know what?
that'll soften the blow of having to work all holiday weekend, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
you know
going
what?
to the weekend winner.
Yeah,
there you go.
exactly.
I think it's only fair. Everybody gets one. Richie, we'll send you one
All
as
right.
well. And
Yeah.
Lou Hustles.
Everybody's a winner.
That's
Yeah, you-
exciting. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. All right.
Yeah,
you get some
since,
swag and you get some swag.
Andy said he didn't want these, so well, just kidding, Andy. Yeah. So if you got everybody, just email us in support. Support@inventorylab.com. Include a mailing address, and then we'll get you that swag out. We're getting some replenishments of swag, so we may not get it out right away, but we'll put you on the list, and then the next batch that goes out, we'll make sure you get that. So,
Yay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
be sure to let
support
people know who
inventorylab.com.
sent you the swag.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you follow Eli. Eli_happy life on Instagram. It's a great channel. I looked through a bunch of your posts over the last week or so, and yeah, it is pretty good information.
Thanks,
That's,
Jeff.
Get a lot out of it actually. So
And
thanks
thank
for
you so
being
much for
public
coming
with it. Yeah. Thanks again for
Yeah.
being with
Thanks
us.
for being on.
Thank you
here,
for the
yeah.
opportunity. I'm looking
Yeah, for
forward to
sure.
all the new people I'll get to meet through this, just through this podcast. So
Absolutely.
you never know where you might land.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and end it. Eli, just stick around for a minute after we end the show, if you don't mind.
Of course.
And,
Thank you.
Everybody else, again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a
Yeah.
couple
Bye,
weeks.
everyone.
Bye.